welcome.
Hello.
Episode number 10, and today
Number
we're going to talk about this. I'm going to put it away for now, but this is going to be a topic for tonight.
Nice.
Alright, so welcome to episode number 10 of Hearns Still at Home. So
Still at home.
week
Hopefully
number
not
10.
much longer, but it's all good here, isn't it?
Absolutely, very comfy. It's getting warm, so no more jumper. We're in t-shirt now. Just borderline tonight for t-shirt. So Tony, welcome. Chris, even in there.
Hi guys.
Rob, everyone here. Very good. Looks like a big night. Quite a few people. Paul.
Oh,
Very good. Fantastic. Tasmania, New South Wales. Wow, from everywhere. Let's see if you have any international guests as well tonight.
yes.
Very good. So, first thing first, the competition. The competition is back, and it's going to be a slightly different topic for the next couple of weeks. We decided to spice it up. Still a modeling competition, but applied to RC.
Yep, that's right. So we've been concentrating mainly on plastic model kit building, but this time we're going to do the ready control car body painting competition. So, for example, if you've got the clear polycarbonate bodies from a ready control car, or even the really more detailed hard plastic bodies, trucks included, please enter them in. Just go to our Facebook page, go under the events, just under the discussion tab, just pop in, upload your photos. We'll have a quick look at them and just make sure it's not dodgy, and then we'll upload them, and you're all into the competition. So with every entry that comes in, $5 gets added to the prize pool pot. And then at the end of it, we split it up into first, second, and third. So you end up getting a gift voucher to use at Hearns Hobbies. So good luck to everyone. So it's going to be for 2 weeks, and we'll keep reminding you as we go. And if you're interested and not thinking whether or not you're going to enter yet, just make sure you follow the event, and then we'll keep giving you reminders. So yeah, please, everyone enter in. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So, what body? Obviously, you got all different kind of bodies. So, this is classified as a remote control car body, and you can do a lot of things with this one. Lots of development you can do. You can do different colors, all the weathering if you wish to. Some of the more advanced RC guys are weathering these bodies quite well, and they look really real. They put some interiors as well, which is really quite nice. It's very close to a diorama for those model plastic kits, but this is also a more traditional RC car body shell for a race buggy. So this could also fit the competition. So anything that will fit a remote control car will be acceptable, and also a plastic body like the lunchbox style body will be fine as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So let's see what you got for us. If you have any question meanwhile, just let us know. We can respond as we go along.
Yep.
So
Yeah, with the body shells, surprises, give us some funky designs as well, and some really realistic ones.
make sure you follow our Facebook page throughout the week, and we will probably try to repost some cool designs, some cool projects that people have done from around the world. So make sure you join us throughout the week there. Cool. So let's give a bit of an update on Hearns Workshop. So some of you that have been with us for the past few weeks, they know that we started a new division of Hearns, that is a manufacturing division, and we are producing various products. So we started with some model kits, and this week we have some 48 scale models. BJ, what do you have there?
So you would have noticed that we started off showing off this particular Selfie Girl figure. So this one's in 1:24 scale, and we're really relying on a lot of people to tell us what you'd like to see. So different scales have been requested. So this particular one is 48 scale. So you can see the difference in size there. So 24, 48. So 48 is basically half the size of your 24th, but it's got the same shape, same design, and similar level of detail. Obviously, the bigger one's going to have more detail, but the small one is incredibly well proportioned as well. So that's a Selfie Girl. Now I'll bring out some of the other ones that we've got ready. So this one here, that's a girl walking. Okay, so that's like the one I started working on here. So this one's been primed. And there's your 48 scale version. So what you're going to see is you see all the support structures here. So they're a bit like the gate ends on a plastic model kit. So they just need to be trimmed off. One little one up here on the chin, and then around the edges here. And they just need a slight scrape or a little bit of sand, and that's ready to prime and to paint. So that's your walking girl. What else we got in there?
So on this side here, I have a mother with a young boy in her arms, which is quite a nice little figure. Then again, in 1/48 scale. Obviously, we can produce this one in larger scale and smaller, so we go down all the way to HO00 scale, 7687, and then we can go all the way up to even probably 24 scale. And here is a guy with a telephone walking around, quite sportive. So a couple of good figures. So we have this set also as a set, probably going to be live next week in HO00 scale. So there'll be probably 4 or 6 figures altogether, as you can see.
So we've got some figures in some quite interesting natural poses. So quite unusual from what is around at the moment. Gives I think it'll give any diorama a much more interesting feel.
Absolutely.
Quite modern. And then apart from that, actually we've been quite proud of this one. So we developed some crates. These are ammo crates, which were designed for this ammo here. So this is the ammo that suits the Panther tanks from World War II, the German tanks. So you've got the empty shells, and then you've got your full shells, and there's 3 different kinds of shell included, just like the real thing. And then we've created the crates as well, which are designed to hold these. So you can add these to any diorama as open crates. So you can have them empty, or you can have them full with these cartridges. You've got the lids there as well. Let me just see if I can show you. So these ones are in 48 scale. We produced them in 35th scale first, because that's quite a common scale, but this was requested. And I don't know if my camera is good enough, but these have all the wood grain detail in them. And you might be able to see they've also got the support blocks there.
It's almost transparent, so it's probably really hard to see from here too.
And the amazing thing with these is you'll see the carry loops. So these were a really thick rope on the real ones, and these have all been produced solidly on the castings. Okay. So you don't have to fiddle around trying to glue them on. They're already there. So all you have to do is trim off these supports and trim off the supports on the bottom, give it a little bit of sand, and they're ready to use. So you just got to prime them like the figures, and then paint them. So you've got the lids all separate, so you can either glue them on the top so they can be closed, or you can glue them open as well. Choice is yours. So you get 6 in a pack, and that's quite a lot for any diorama. You can mount them up inside of a supply truck, or just on top of a tank, or next to a tank with some figures loading up the ammo and changing it over. So that's our newest additions. And obviously we always play around and see what is possible to do. So we're playing around with this particular seat at the moment. So 32nd scale World War II seat for a Tomahawk P40, and something that you can't get done with resin casting or injection molding. You'll see how thin this is. Then also you see the pressings on the inside. They're actually hollowed out areas there. So you see there the solid back, and then you've got the pressed hollowed area. So that's quite impressive. And you've got the reinforcing ribs that have all been printed as well.
It's very impressive actually. There was the latest one we printed was a very clean little seat. Something else that would be interesting to bring up are these stencils. These are very hard to see. Let me see.
Yep.
Put it on the side camera. So this is a very much work in progress still, but we are hoping to be able to produce some stencils. So when you have your ammo crates, you can actually spray on all the details that you may need.
Yep, that's right.
Crates, and we can
spray it on stencils. They're going to look really good.
So not quite there yet, but we're very close to a final result. So hopefully next week at this time we can bring bring us some good news on this. But definitely very interesting opportunity here to produce something a bit different. What else we have? We are working on some RC products as well. So hopefully next week we'll have some of those. So far we have some very good interest from everyone. So thank you for those that have been sending through the information. Sorry, I lost the camera here for a second. Send through the information, so we managed to come up with some good packages really. So keep sending the requests through. It'll be really good and very helpful. So
yeah, definitely any ideas are good, because sometimes we don't think of particular items going to be popular, but let us know what you think's are going to be handy and going to be useful, and we'll work towards getting that out to you.
Absolutely. So Dean is asking if these are resin. Yes, these are made in resin. So you can glue them with traditional super glue. They're quite easy to polish. If you have something like these God Hands sanding sponges here, stuff like this, it's really handy to polish this model. So a 600-800 grit is really good to actually give them a good clean and clean all the knobs that you may have on them. So very easy to work with them.
Yep, they sand very cleanly.
Very good. Excellent. So if you have any question, let us know. Meanwhile, let's go through some of the products that we received this week. It was actually a very good week. We got so much stuff. We got quite a few plastic kits. We got some puzzles. We got some trains. A bit of everything today.
Yep.
Okay, we've got a question.
Got a lot of stuff.
So Derek is asking, any plans for 24 or 32nd World War II aircraft accessory, fuel drums, figurines, aircrew? Yes, actually. This is it. Okay. I think this will be very close to 24 scale from memory.
How's that one?
So these are, I think, from memory, they're the 35th scale ones. These are 35th.
I think they're probably 16th scale.
16th,
so
bigger, yeah.
Yep. So making 24 scale wouldn't be a problem.
Possible. So, get in contact with us. We can definitely organize those. Just to show you a few different ones. Got other drums here.
Yep. So they're the German drums.
Yeah.
Got some really nice detail on the top of the drums.
Yeah. Let's see if we can actually, let me pop on this side here. Here we go. So you can see all the writing in here. A different type of them. Some are quite smashed, and then some more natural ones. And yeah, so definitely World War II figures, and figures perhaps in the future as well. 30 seconds lock car accessories.
Yeah, we can do that too.
Well, figures, I guess, will be, figures could work also on slot cars. We can find some more appropriate ones, some drivers perhaps, or some more generic standing people for for your crowd. So that's possible as well.
Yeah, all possible.
Great.
Carrera slot cars.
We haven't had any slot cars in the last few months, only Carrera ones, but perhaps just in a lead up to Christmas there may be some definitely coming, really. So there'll be a few. Very good. So if you're missing Melbourne, yes, they will receive this one. So this is a puzzle done by a gentleman who takes pictures of Melbourne, and he does have a very well respected Facebook and Instagram page, mostly Instagram actually, called Melbourne I Love You. And this year he decided to turn some of his more spectacular photos into puzzles. So that's a 1,000 pieces. It's going to be really challenging because it's all these different colors up here. Going to be quite fun to put together. And there's 4 different ones at the moment. And this is a beautiful one of the Flinders Street station with a tram driving by, really.
So it's quite atmospheric with the wet road, all the reflections.
Absolutely. So puzzle. So if you're stuck at home, this is or if you're missing Melbourne, here is a nice little puzzle. So just something different. And then we received quite a few plastic kits this week. So BJ, what do you have there?
So I've got quite a lot of stuff. So we got in a bit of Hasgower last week, which I showed a little bit of, and then got some more Hasgower, but we also got in a whole lot of Dragon, so some space themed kits. So I just quickly go through all those. So I've just got them behind me here. So let's go with this one. Okay, here's a has a go with kit or the shuttle. Okay, so shuttle with the Hubble telescope here. It's really nice. So it's designed so it can be displayed on a little stand. So it comes with a little stand. Might be able to just see it here. So you've got this stand here. It's semi-spherical, so it's part of the Earth. It's got a little rod there, and then you've got the your Hubble there, and then there's a few astronauts that come with it, or you can have the Hubble mounted inside the or just being dismounted from the shuttle there. So let's have a quick look inside. Now, this will be pretty quick because everything's all sort of bundled all in one bag. So you just see the base of the shuttle here. So this is probably, I'm guessing, about 15 centimeters long when it's complete. And on this side, you can just see the tails there. There's a fuselage of the shuttle. So it's quite a simple kit. Just here you can see the telescope. So it's amazing when you see it like this. You can actually imagine how big this telescope is compared to the rest of it. It's quite massive. So I filled up the whole thing inside. There's a little base. So it's got some really fine markings for a few different countries there. So which countries we got there? So trying to work it out. Don't really. Oh, that looks like. Yep. So that's North America on this side. So this is a North Pole around there. So that's quite neat. And then they give you a little patch. So you got a patch here that you can sew onto your shirt or whatever, and then you see the astronauts. They're really nice cast resin. Let's just put them the right way up. Okay, so you got your little astronauts there, and then you've got your little spacewalker flying thing, and then you've got the clear canopy right here. So that, and then you've got shirt decals, covers everything there, and that's it for that one with the instructions. So let's quickly move on to something else. So we got in, these are the Dragon kits. So this is the top end of the Saturn V. Interesting that they called the Apollo 10, because it could have been Apollo 11 or Apollo multiples, because they all use the same unit there. But it comes with, so you see the lunar module there. So it's got the folded legs because you can actually mount that on the inside. So you might be able to see there, that's a CG image. And this section of the rocket is clear, so you can see that inside. And then you just see the end of the command module. You get a better idea this way. So that's what it's going to look like once you finish it. So you put your little base here, you got your clear section here to see the lunar module, and then you've got the command module, and then you've got this little pokey thing, which I don't really know what it does, but it looks cool. So let's have a quick look here. All right, so you got there, you got your command module. So you got your separate section here, so that's the part that comes off and comes back to Earth. And then you got the main part here, which is all the got all your pilot and crew. There's your clear bit. Might be able to just see that. So you're going to have the lunar module sitting in there. This part here is part of the lunar module. So you see the folded legs here. I think. Yeah, looks all right. And you get some more here, some thrusters. So it's interesting when you see the parts up close. It's a bit harder to see. Some of those bits on the lunar module are actually gold foil, so it's got that sort of foily finish on it. So here you see you've got the that's the main rocket for the command module. A few bits that I don't quite recognise, but that looks like part of the lunar module there as well. Okay, so here's more of the lunar module. So that's the top part. So that's a bit that flies off when it goes back into space. And there's the base of it, so legs. So you can imagine just how big this is for this kit. So this is 1:72 scale. So it's quite chunky with a lot of detail. Little ring there for the base of the command module. And then there's a base. So you imagine this sitting on the base. So this is going to stand, I'm guessing, about 30 centimeters tall once it's all complete. And then got some more bits here. That's for the command. Right, this is for the lunar lander. Here's the body of the lunar lander. So you might see, if I hold it up close, you see the texture there? Let's give you that gold foil texture. That's all molded into it. Really nice. Okay, and the top bits of the clear sections. Okay, so you've got this here, and then you've got a clear re-entry part, and they're all clear, so you can see a lot of stuff inside. That's the top part, that big pokey thing. And then some really tiny decals. Just add a bit extra touch. So that's your Polo 10 command module. And then let's get on to this one. So something a bit different. So you've got this end of it. So this is this one's Apollo 17. So this is when lunar module actually landed. So this will be the same kit that I showed you in the other one, just in a different setting. This one comes with a full diorama base and the little rover. So quickly for this one. Okay, so we start off with this bit. That's exactly the same. So that's the command module there. You've got the lunar lander. That's all the same. These is a bit different. So here you might see, let's see if I can get it right. So you got here, you got your little astronauts. So they're just walking around on the moon. This bit's the same as before. So you're going to be using some of those bits for your lunar lander. Okay, so you got these bits again, lunar lander bits. And we're getting closer to the original part, so more lunar lander bits. And then you've got, there's your moon base. Okay, so you see the texture of the moon, you've got all the craters and things. It's really, really nice. So there's the areas there which have got molded in the landing spots for the lunar lander. So you just pop it in the spot. And then you've got an area where you can just pop your rover. And then this part here, you see there's a hole there. That's so you can actually mount. So to know what that mounts, that'll mount the command module, I think. And it comes with this aluminium bracket there for mounting that. So it's going to be a nice diorama already built. So that one there. And then to finish it off, we've got the International Space Station. And this one's a Dragon kit. So it's got a little base again. And then mount it up in a little stalk. So here we go. Let's have a quick look. So there's your base. A plastic round base. Got the main sections here. And these bits. I don't really know what you call these bits. They're just some of the modules that hang off the ends. I guess they're like living quarters and laboratories. You got more. So you got the what do you call those? The solar panel segments there. And then these are quite nice. These are metal panels which are additional. So they're like the solar panels as well. These are all metal. They feel like steel, but stiff. And there's quite a few in there. And there's some more photo etched steel there as well. So really fine detail. So it doesn't look like there's much there, but once it all folds out, I mean, it would be quite long. It's probably about 25 centimeters. So there you go. They're the space kits that we've gotten in so far. And then we've got quite a lot more space kits in store, which were released last year. Was the anniversary of Apollo 11. And then there's a few other special kits as well.
Very good. It's nice to see something different. We haven't had them for a while, so good to see them coming back. Yep. And moving on to the next topic is modern railways. We don't speak much about train, but it's something quite interesting, always quite fascinating for me. And today we're gonna show you some of these mini trains. So let's see if anyone knows what mini trains is and what kind of trains do they actually make. They have they're very niche and for me quite special in the way they look and what they represent. Actually, they are from Germany and they're actually made in Germany now. They used to be made in China, but in the last couple of years they moved the manufacturing in Germany, and I have to admit that the quality is much better. So mini trains are a 009 scale, which is a narrow gauge type scale. So BJ, what do you know about the narrow gauge 009?
So narrow gauge. So here I've got the little passenger carriage to suit. So narrow gauge, like these ones, these are actually HO scale. So the size of the people and the size of the actual carriage is 1:87. So that's a common size. But in real life, there's narrow gauge, which is a smaller train, and they run on a narrower track. So these are designed to run off 9mm in-scale track. So your advantages are use is still a very common and popular scale track, so you can get that anywhere. Also, because it's a narrow track, they have tighter curves, so it's easy to have a smaller layout. So micro layouts are quite easy to do with these, and they look very impressive. And also you can do some really tight radiuses. So because it's quite short, and then the locomotives are quite short as well, you get these going through very windy, say mountain type layouts, and they look really interesting. So this particular one's really nice, all red. So it matches the logo, which is that the grief there?
Here we go, and that's the highlight of tonight, in my opinion. This is a new release for 2020 by Mini Trains. It's a grief with tender, so it does come with this tender here like this. Let's see if you can see well. A bit this way. Here we go. We are fully on camera now, and this is a locomotive which I believe is still in use in touristic areas, and I think we'll go with that tender with that carriage that BJ shown you, and
Yep.
It's a nice little steam locomotive. One thing I will point out is the level of detail. It's quite nice. The finishing is superb. You can see all the pipes, all the detailing. It's very well made. And at the same time, they release a couple of different locomotives. They also have this one here, which is very similar, just a bit different color, different configuration. And they've got 4 different colors. There's a green, a gray, and I think a blue. And they go very well with this kind of little carriages. And as BJ was saying, you can make some really nice mountain type scenarios with, train going uphill into perhaps some tunnels or whatsoever. Very interesting.
So these are really good if they were fitted with some optional people. So that's something we're working on making available with our workshop product. So that's a future release. We'll try and get some seated figures to fill these up and make them look a bit more interesting.
We just
but by themselves, they look fantastic.
Absolutely. We just produced this week a couple of HO scale sitting people, and definitely were a very good result. They came up quite nice. And here we go. Here is the grey version of this. Let me read the actual name. Here we go.
So they're very cute.
Very cute. And this is your mini train, 009 scale. Very interesting modeling kind of niche for railway, which can bring interest to those that don't usually model railway. So worth exploring it if you're new to these. Just have a good look, because there's definitely something a bit different, more interesting there.
Yeah, definitely.
So let me put these away so we don't damage anything, because they are still quite delicate.
Let's see if we've got any questions.
Yeah. Let's see if anyone is modeling narrow gauge there. Oh, I've got a wrong one here. Alright, I'll put this aside. I mixed up the boxes now. Okay, so moving to something very different. RC. We received an interesting delivery from MIP today. Yes, many of you may be familiar with this brand. They've been around for a very long time, from USA. This is actually manufactured in USA. Very high quality brand. And they're famous for a couple of different things. Their tools. There we go. The MIP tools, some of the best in the game. And the drive shafts.
All very good quality.
Absolutely. But you probably have experience on this MIP dry shaft a few years back when you were racing, perhaps.
Oh, yes. So MIP's been around for a long time. So MIP stands for Moore's Ideal Products. And he started, he was a racer and he was using associated RC10s. He came up with this really fantastic four-wheel drive conversion set for the RC10, because the RC10 was a rear-wheel drive, two-wheel drive. Two-wheel drive buggy, and it was a chain drive. He put a gearbox in the front end and made a four-wheel drive associated RC10. Then he started making some CVDs, which became the industry standard, and they used to be found in all kinds of kits, standard out of the box from the factory. So it's very well known as a high-quality brand. Their products are really good, and the tools are amazing. So they're old-looking, sort of old-school-looking tools, but the old-school handle fits really well in your hand, and the tips are incredibly hard, and the tolerances are fantastic. So when you pop those into a hex-headed screw, they fit very snugly.
Absolutely. They can package really well. So you've got the protection rubber tip. So if you put in your toolbox, you don't damage them, and you don't damage other tools. And as BJ was saying, the grip and the feel on your hand is really good. They have a full range from 1.5 millimeter metric all the way up to 3-4 millimeters, maybe even 5. Not very common for us. But they also have imperial and have sockets as well, which is quite nice. And here we have the TRX4 conversion kit to convert the TRX4 rock roller to metal dry shaft. Now, this is a very important conversion because this rock roller, even though they don't go really fast, they put lots of torque on the dry shaft. And the traditional plastic dry shaft, they tend to twist and break. And with those on, you're going to have a much more direct feel, so they're going to be more responsive and definitely going to last a lot longer. So let me see if I grab my TRX4, you'll see how scratchy it is. There we go. Let's see if I can show you here. So once this goes, there's quite a lot of scratches, and this dry shaft here, they are in a very critical position. So it's probably a little bit dark. And as you go up and down rocks, you end up potentially scratching them and breaking them. So metal dry shaft, definitely a great upgrade for the Traxxas TRX4.
Yeah, they're quite exposed, aren't they?
Yeah, very exposed, absolutely. And obviously they give you all the pins, all the hardware that you need, and they give you also the grease, blue grease, which is important to keep them running nicely. So MIP, very nice brand, and all made in USA, so very good quality as well. Okay, so let's see if you have any questions. We've got Andrew joining in a bit late. Welcome, Andrew.
Yep. Hello, Andrew.
Never too late. So, what else we've got next? I got some more plastic kits, Beach. We actually received a very important delivery from Hong Kong models today.
We did. So we got a really good top-up of Hong Kong model, including their brand new kit. So it's not really new, but it's a nice creation. So the Lancaster was released last year. So this is a huge 1/32 scale Lancaster. So this part is just the nose section of the Lancaster. So I'll give you a quick look inside, and then I'll show you one that I've started working on off the main one from last year. So let's just crack it open. So it's a nice compact box. Okay, so you've got the clear canopy parts. So I probably mentioned it before, but the Hong Kong models have really tight tolerances, and these clear parts fit perfectly. So really well cast. So you've got those clear canopy. Okay, so here's your fuselage halves for the front end. So that's overall length. So you're probably looking at about 25 centimeters, but just this little section is jam-packed full of detail. You see on the inside, you see all the ribbing detail there as well. So you've got these two halves, which are opaque, or if you like, which I'm going to be doing on mine, there's a clear section as well. So you can have one side clear, the other side opaque, and then as you put them together, you can see all the interior detail. So you've got those. And this part here, so that's the base. You've got the bomb bay underneath it, and then you've got this section here, which is the cover for the front gun. This section here, which is what's that? It's one of the bulkheads. And then you've got these metering and cable area here, which is on the side of the fuselage, and then you've got the cockpit there. I should say the instrument panel. And you've got this bit here, which has got various antennas on it. And then you've got the steering wheel, the seat cushions. Then here you've got the actually one of those, you've got antennas and such, and then you've got the sides of the seat there. Okay, so you've got some that's the main gun on the front. So you've got the two sections here, the main bulkheads, you've got the support arch there, and then you've got the barrels for the guns. Over here you've got the rear bulkhead, and then on this side, this is a brand new piece, which is the dolly to support the whole cockpit section once it's finished. Get a nice sheet of photo etched, so you've got some seat belts in there. And then this is all brand new decals. Let's put it the right way up. Okay, so this is the nose art decals. You can see all the bomb runs there. You see the girl here. And these are all printed by Cartography in Italy, who make the best decals. Okay, and then you've got a big manual, of course. Just a huge one there. And then I'll quickly go through what I've got started here. So I'm going to be really careful here because most of these parts aren't glued on yet, but this is a section that I started last year. So this is going to be the size of the model. So you can just see the instrument panel just inside here. And then I've done some of the instrumentation here. So this is where the navigator is going to sit, and the radio operator sits on this little bench here. Now you can sort of get an idea of how big it is, because if you got the full thing, you can imagine how massive that is. And most people don't have this much room, because this is going to be 1 meter wingspan. And so you can measure 1 meter wingspan and compare that to just this section. And you can already see how much stuff's in there. Now I don't have the seat mounted yet. There's a lot of stuff that goes here in the canopy, a lot more stuff that goes in there. And then you've got all the guns and the bombardier station in here. So I've just quickly done this. I haven't had the time to finish it all off yet, but eventually I'll have this mounted on a block and lit. And you see that, so that table just moved there, so that's all loose. But that gives you a good idea of the size and how much detail there's going to be. So beautiful kits. And we've got a few left in stock, but most of them have been sold on pre-orders. So if you really like it, get in quick, because it will probably be around about Christmas before we can get some more.
Definitely. Beautiful kit. Uncle model, always very, very impressive. Yeah, quite impressed always with the crisp detail of the molds and the parts. Really, very, very nice. So we have a few questions here meanwhile. So let's start from the first that we made. So Andrew is asking how about the body competition. So I think we put the link there. So to enter, you follow the link and you post your photos of the body, the finished body, obviously. And if you have in progress pictures as well, they'll be really, really good. As always, trying to take some nice photos, just put some good lighting so we can see the detail nicely. Always helps to put more value to your work. And type of body, I guess any RC car body pretty much. Clear body, also Lexan, or even hard plastic body such as the Sand Scorcher, or it could be the Lunchbox or whatsoever. So either or will be fine. So,
yeah, that's right. So just go over to the Facebook page. Just go on to events. Click on the body comp event. It'll take you to the main section, and that'll give you a rundown of the rules and the criteria that we judge by. Make sure the work in progress photos are really important, because they give you a huge chunk of points. And then just click onto the discussion tab, and then you'll be able to upload your photos and a brief description of what you've done there. And then we'll approve it, and then we'll pop them up for everyone to see.
Absolutely. So if you have any questions, just a particular question, just let us know now. We'll respond straight away. So next question was on 00 gauge rolling stock. Yes, we have been receiving rolling stock for the past few weeks from both Homey and Back My Branch line as well. So there's a few bits and pieces in stock. We received a very nice passenger coach of the Royal Mail just a couple of weeks back. There's three different version. I think 3 different type of lettering and finishing. So definitely some interesting one.
Really nice and bright.
Absolutely nice and red. So Jason is asking about HO00 furniture and figures. Yes, so we have a range of HO00 figures. So this guy here, okay, is also available in HO00, as well as this lady with a I think it's a boy, will be available in Mother Railway type scale. And what else do we have?
So I guess when you're talking about furniture, we can make furniture in that sort of scale as well. So white goods, like I guess you're talking about refrigerators, kitchens and things. So if you're doing the interior of a building, we can do all that.
So what I have here are some luggages. So these luggages, let's see if you can see it well here, are going to be made in HO00 scale as well. So they will come very soon. So it'll be a set of luggages. Now this is the test plate that we actually, let me see if I put the side camera on, probably better. Okay, let's see if you see this one here. Okay, so these are your luggages here. Got a couple of different sizes, but we have some caps as well. I don't remember what scale were the caps. I think we're 35th scale, BJ, from memory.
They were 35th. So that test piece there is all 35th scale.
Yeah. And
so
we had some bread.
We could make them down to 87 scale, but you'll probably lose a little detail at the handles, which I guess we could work in. They'll probably have to be solid. Yeah. But we could do that. They'll be tiny, tiny.
So as you can see there, you can see the handle here. We're trying a few different plates, a few different things. So there's quite a bit of trial and error to try to do small objects. But definitely HO00 scale is in the cards, and we will have a bit of range coming up very soon. But the figures, I think they'll be available next week in an HO set. Very good.
Yep.
Any other questions? No, I think we cover everything. So I think we move to the topic of the night.
Yep.
What is it? What is it?
It's a
I'll grab
big,
it.
chunky thing.
It's a huge car. Let me grab it. So this is it. So lots of work has gone into having this ready. Quite a few people work on this. So Brett and Joe spent last weekend building this monster, and Richard is actually letting us have the car for the weekend to show you guys what they look like. So this is a 1/8 scale GT racing car, and is an electric version. So let me remove the body and we'll have a look inside.
Yeah, the insides are very impressive. The body looks fantastic. So Brett and Joe have done a really good job with this.
So we are very much looking forward to see this finished. So body clips are hard to remove. We have some tools here. So this is based on a kit from Hot Bodies, HB Racing. You probably know HB Racing from 1/8 buggy off-road racing. And what they have done, they readapt the buggy into a GT car. So this is your body shell. That obviously still need painting. It does have a big wing at the back.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the cars that we'll be preparing also for the Velodrome event.
Velodrome, looking forward to it.
So this is what it looks like. So let me make sure that we don't lose the speed controller here. But that's how this car looks like. So it's effectively a 1/8 buggy with some modification to make it more suitable for road racing. There's not many parts that you need to convert your 1/8 buggy to this type of kind of touring car. So you will need shorter dampers or shocks here. Obviously, a lower shock tower, the front bumper and body mount, and the same in the rear. You will need shorter shocks and a shorter shock tower, and obviously your rear body mounts. And otherwise, it's virtually identical to a 1.8 off-road buggy. Same chassis, so it's an alloy chassis, same arms, and very much a similar geometry. So very easy if you have a 1.8 buggy to attempt a conversion to a GT on-road car, which will be very much fun. So we've been talking to some of the clubs in Victoria already to see if we can perhaps have a trial racing class of these cars. That'll be quite good fun. They run on a 4S, and we're gonna put in here the Armax speed controller that we showed you, I think was last week. Be running on 4 cell, so we have a shorty pack installed in the middle here. It'll be quite handy to be able to move the weight backwards and forwards as you need. And this one has already a very nice MKS servo installed. Let's see if you can see here. Good 30 kg servo, so it will be very good little buggy. Obviously wheels are rubber and they're belted, because the speed that we're going to reach with this car could be, you know, proximity of the 100 kilometers an hour, even more perhaps, and therefore you definitely belted wheels. And so this is the 1.8 GT electric version of the hot body E817 effectively. This was the E817, E819 now. Here we go, same as the exact same car in the off-road version.
Well, looking forward to having a go, if we're allowed to have a go.
Absolutely. So, talking about this type of cars, we should make a mention of the Velodrome event again.
Yes.
So
Velodrome is slated to be in January. So we haven't heard of a date as yet. So the Velodrome organisers, so the RC Thunderdome page, they'll be working on that as we understand what's happening with the lockdown, but I'm sure things will open up a bit. And then once the date is confirmed, we'll post that up so everyone can pop along and join in or just have a look. It's a great event. Hadn't been run in a very, very long time. In the heyday, we used to get lots and lots of people. I think I was there on one where there was like 80 odd people. But we'd like to see more because I'm sure a lot of people would like to experience the craziness of the Velodrome and watch really fast cars going around in a circle. And it's really an eye-opener. It's really exhilarating being behind the wheel.
Absolutely. So very much looking forward to that. So we will have one of those go around the Velodrome for sure. So we are probably going to attempt a conversion of a buggy as well. So we can put together a package. So if you have a 1.8 electric buggy, we should be able to put together a conversion kit to convert your buggy to a non-road GT version, and so you can take it to the Velodrome.
Exciting.
Absolutely. So what else? Well, I guess big thanks to Richard who lent us the car for tonight, and Brett and Joe to put in a big week to put this together actually for us, so we can bring this on the live show. There we go. Very good. Let me put this aside for a second. So, what else we have for tonight? I think we're almost at the end. So let's see if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, let's see if we missed any question meanwhile.
I'll just give you a quick look at what I'm working on at the moment. So this is going to be part of my diorama. This is the 1/35 scale Indian motorcycle from World War II by Thunder Model. And it's a tiny model, but you can see how much brass photo etch is on it. So the idea of the photo etch is that you can find the details without it being fragile. So you see the spokes. So on a plastic kit, they'll be really chunky. I've adjusted it so you can actually move the front forks. And one of the most impressive things, if you can see it, is the actual chain and sprockets. So they're all in brass, and I don't think you can get close enough there, but you can actually see individual chains on the sides. So it's still a work in progress. So with all the things I'm keep adding on to this diorama. It probably won't be finished until the middle of next year, so just in time for Model Expo. So hopefully you'll be able to see it then. But you'll see the journey on its way. So I'll keep posting it from time to time and let you see what's going on.
Absolutely. Very impressive. Very impressive. So as Sam suggests, happy birthday, Beach.
Oh,
His birthday
thank you
this
very
week.
much.
Unfortunately, we couldn't have a cake, but we'll have a cake once we are back again.
Yep.
Absolutely. So very good. So what else we've got to show you? I think we are almost at the end today.
Yep.
We have lots of things that we're working on our Hearns Workshop project. Hopefully next week we'll have a few more updates.
Yep.
Make sure you join us throughout the week on our social media. Let us know what you think of what we're posting. Any questions, so we can post what you like. And someone is asking about the TRX6. Yes, the TRX6.
Yes.
The TRX6 we decided today actually that is going to have a brushless system.
Wow.
So we are considering going for the Hobbywing Quick Run Fusion, which is an all-in-one ESC and motor. So what you're going to have in here is your motor, and at the back here there is an ESC. Now this is specifically designed for rock crawling, so it's obviously waterproof, and it does have a really good smooth kind of power delivery. They have an I think it's called FOC technology, as you can see here, and there's a specific technology that produces a really smooth feel at low speed, which is very important when you do your crawling, obviously. And so I think the TRX6 is also going to have a brushless system. So more progress perhaps in the next week or so. The last few weeks we've been quite busy with the Hearns Workshop, so not much progress there, but looks like we're gonna put this one in. One more question.
Narrow gauge locos. They're DC or DCC?
Definitely DC. Here we go again. Not sure you can. Well, I'm sure you should be able to put a DCC decoder, and maybe you can
In the tender.
in the tender or at the back here, perhaps.
Oh yes. Oh, that should fit,
Space in
shouldn't
there.
it?
So and also on the tender, in this case here, you may be able to find some space for decoders. It's all empty in here, so I'm sure you can undo this one and put a decoder in there. So, but otherwise there are DC, and here we go again.
Yep. Good stuff.
Absolutely. So
Our Captain S-Man says happy birthday, so thank you very much. Does feel a little bit older. Happens every year.
it does
It's all
indeed.
good. And then Derek as well, thank you very much. And Nathan. Thanks, guys. Oh, it looks like Derek found a Millennium Falcon in the UK. Good stuff, because they're going to be really rare. Big box.
Nathan, we haven't seen you around for a long time, so welcome back. Very good. Excellent. All right, so if there's not more questions or request, we'll call the night. So that's the end of episode 10, and we believe we'll be here again from home for next Friday night, 8:30 p.m.
Yep.
And make sure you let us know what you would like to see for next week as well. And as Matt suggests, we have not dropped out yet tonight, which is a success.
Yay.
So I think we're at a 50-50 success rate so far. But last week we dropped out in the last 2 minutes. So thank you everyone for coming back today.
Yep,
And,
definitely. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us all the time. And we'll see you next time round.
Absolutely. All right. You have a good night and a good weekend. Thank you, everyone.
See you guys.